1, 2, 3. Hi friends! Welcome to the Erin and Christa show.
I'm Erin.
And I'm Christa.
Today,
we are doing our eyeballs with the Milani Eyeshadow collection palettes. I'm using Earthy Elements.
And I'm using Plum Basics.
So keep watching and you'll see how we made this happen. We're drinking wine. It's Saturday.
It's Saturday night and we're drinking some wine.
Saturday, 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 Saturday night's alright.
Saturday,
Saturday, Saturday night's alright. Fighting.
Something smells like
I'm getting Botox in my forehead. I hope everybody
Right
knows
now?
that. No, but soon.
Can I be there when it happens? I want to watch.
Yes. This is what mine looks like. So very coral-esque. 2 mattes, 1 satin, 2 frost, and 1 like sparkle tone.
So this is the Plum Basics and it has like a matte white and some shimmery pinky guy and a dark plum. Yep. They all have like a mixture of shimmers and mattes. I mean, even the one, really the only one that's really matte is like this one and this like linery one. But yeah. So there are how many of these?
I don't know.
There's another one, the Vivid Bright.
So yeah, and they all tell you kind of the, you know, there's an instruction thing on the back, which I'm not really gonna follow because no. Because anytime I try to follow one of these things, it does me horribly wrong.
Yeah, there's been several videos where that's gone wrong.
No, I'm never following one of those again. I'm just gonna follow my instincts.
Yeah. Son of a bitch!
Downs.
So I'm wondering if anybody, our loyal subscribers or anybody else new to our channel, has checked out our New Orleans video.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
We made a little vlog style video while we were in New Orleans for our birthdays because yes, our birthdays are 2 days apart and
yep,
that just worked out in our favor.
Didn't plan that.
We didn't plan it. But we vlogged and kind of took you around town and
yeah,
we were drunk.
Lots of drunken ones.
There's my favorite part of the video is when we are drunk and Krista's real drunk and she's in New Orleans. You pin $1 to yourself when it's your birthday, and that the locals, that's like a thing they do so they know it's your birthday. So she was explaining what it meant and she was like, I got $1 and I got another $1 and I got a praline and I got a shot and I got wisdom from a homeless man in shutter shades.
I did.
And then she said something about ghost nuns. Like,
I know,
it's hysterical. She was just nuts, and that was really funny.
I did. So yeah, you pin $1 to your shirt, and then what happens is people are supposed to pin more money to you as the day progresses.
Yeah.
And I think in total I ended up with like $5 or $6, but there's a big street kid population in New Orleans, and one of the days we were walking around.
Oh my god, I know what you're gonna talk about.
What street was that?
The people that you hate.
Oh no, that's not that. Oh my god, but back to that really quickly. Listen, I understand that there's like street art and I get it, okay? I understand it. Fantastic. You know, whatever. But this is what crossed the line for me. I think that this is just stupid. You stand in a line, and there's a long line. And you give these 3 people that are sitting in a street, on a sidewalk, with fucking typewriters, give them a topic, and they write you a poem.
Yeah.
With a typewriter. I
much.
just thought that was just like it was just like the most hipster, ridiculous shit I've ever seen. Like, you want to write a poem, fantastic, but did you need a fucking typewriter?
She was very angry about them.
It's just like, you know.
They were like oddly placed outside of a jazz club.
It was just stupid. They're just like, you know, there comes a point where I just am an old curmudgeon, and I'm like, you know what?
That was your tipping point.
I was like, no, that's not, what is the point you're trying to make here? You write a fucking haiku with the typewriter in the middle of the suburban street? That's dumb.
Yep.
I just did not enjoy that at all. I thought that was so silly. But anyway, this is earlier in the day when we were all walking around, we all separated. Remember we were like on Frenchman Street and all that?
Oh, yeah.
So at that point I was walking up and down the street with my wife and then Betsy and Carrie. And we passed, there's a ton of street kids like hanging out, and they were very much telling me happy birthday. They were not giving me money, but they were telling me happy birthday.
They're well wishing.
Happy birthday. And then there was this guy, and he was like, hey, come here, read the sign. And so he was a gentle, homeless man, older black guy. He had no teeth.
Okay.
He had, no wait, scratch it. He had teeth, but they're all bottom teeth that came off like this when he talked. And he had Kanye West shutter shades on that were like,
is that the guy you're talking about?
He had a straw hat on, and it was like written in magic mark all over the straw hat was Wisdom Man. Like, this was his thing.
Oh my
and he
God.
had this board next to him that says, put $1 in, ask any topic, and get wisdom from the Wisdom Man.
Oh my God.
He was like the Wisdom Man. And he told me to read the sign, and I read it. And he's like, no, you don't have to give me $1. It's your birthday. Ask me about wisdom. And I said, okay. And I told him, I just got married. What is the secret to staying married forever? And he said, do you got family? Do you got brothers and sisters? And I said, yeah. He's like, you need to build a relationship with that person like they're your family. And then I was like,
Okay.
all right. Okay, buddy. And then he just kind of kept going on and on and on. And he just kept, but I couldn't understand what he was saying a lot of times.
Oh my God.
But I do know he said something along the lines of like, you gotta throw all that shit out the window. Throw all that shit out the window. And I think he meant like
petty shit?
yeah. Oh, and then there was this woman who had a cat. An actual.
I was not with her during
No,
this.
there was an actual live cat.
A cat woman.
Sitting on a stool on a pillow with a costume on. And she was taking money for the cat. And then if you gave her money, she showed you the vet bills that she literally spends this on her cat because the cat needs medicine. She was nuts. She's like, that's for my cat, I promise. Look at his vet bills. This is for my cat. Oh, cat, thanks you. She had the craziest outfit, like a wizard hat on and like velvet outfit.
Oh boy.
The craziers.
That happens in any big city. You've got like the. But you know what? They're just trying to live. I need more wine.
So what I've been doing this whole time, just to touch base, is I'm in my crease. I'm using this.
She's pooping in her crease.
This more like neutral matte shade. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, she's so cute. My niece is almost 2 years old, and she's the cutest person in the world. And she has a slight French accent, which we don't know where it comes from. She says my name, Erin, which I don't know what that is. But then,
Erin. So
and she goes, well, she did start out like this, Erin, and now she goes, Erin. And then my dog's name is Pepper, and she goes, a pepper, a pepper, a pepper, a pepper. She loves him. She's like the cutest person in the world. I would murder anyone who ever does anything mean to her. I will go to her school, I will kill other children, and I will kill her teacher.
Oh my god.
And I don't care who knows it.
Yeah, that's what happens when a baby's birth that is like related to you closely.
So I'm putting the darkest shade that's in the Plum palette. Is it purple? I'm just putting that in the outer, in the purple, and like the outer V. You can see what I'm doing.
I'm putting the NYX Jumbo Crayon and Milk on my lid right now because I really want to. There's an orange shade in here that I want to use on my lid, but I really want it to pick up. So by using this milk liner, you really get a lot of pigment. Even more so than a primer, I think. Because of the white. I'm about to get a hair in my eyeball, like a full
Don't do it.
orange pig hair.
Oh god, he doesn't even buy you.
Oh well, he's in your house.
He is.
I'm alive. So I'm watching this show, and you guys let me know, viewers, if you ever watch a show. It's called Wentworth. It's so good. It's so good. It's like an Australian version of Orange is the New Black, but I was reading about it, and it's, I don't know, either came out the same year as Orange is the New Black, or right after, but
it's not, Orange is the New Black's not actually like the American version of it, it's just a similar.
Yeah, no, it's just like, it's just about a women's prison.
Okay.
But it's actually based on a 1970s, early 80s show in Australia called Prisoner.
Okay.
Which was then readapted, from what I understand. I could totally be wrong about this, but I read something on IMDb yesterday that made it seem like this is the case. That was there was another readaptation done in the United States about a women's prison, correctional facility called Wentworth, which is actually the name of a closed down prison. It was kind of like their Alcatraz, I guess, in Australia. And it is very good. What I do like about it is that there is like some like sexy town stuff that goes on.
With the ladies?
With the ladies, right. There's one of the main characters is a lesbian. And not just because she called one of the girls, like one of her girlfriends, a gate lesbian or gate gay, meaning she got turned gay when she went into jail. But she's one of the main characters, but the sex scenes are very like quick, insinuated, and done. And so they don't focus on that as much, which I think sometimes that becomes like an overture for those shows.
Do you watch Lost Girl?
No.
It's all about sex all the time.
Yeah, there comes,
She's a succubus, so she's doing it with everyone, which is fine.
Right. There just becomes a point where like Orange is the New Black is great, but then after a while I'm like, okay, I don't want to just watch these girls doing it all day.
I feel like the first season was the best season of Orange is the New Black. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of lost interest a little bit. And there's other shows that are great that, you know, like House of Cards on Netflix. About to start watching the new season of that.
Yeah, I haven't watched that before.
But give us your binge-worthy suggestions.
Yeah.
Netflix and
Let
whatnot.
us know. Wentworth is really good. You would like it, friend, because it's, you know, it's not...
it's not overly done. And
no, but it's like they do... There's things that happen in their plot line that I don't think they would ever do
in an American
show. Not like that the American show wouldn't go there, but the American show would like before it got out of hand.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? They would figure out a resolve for it.
Yeah.
Before it got too crazy.
We as Americans like to think that we're edgier than we are. We're really not. If you watch other shows that are created in other lands, or you travel to other lands, like we're a little prudish sometimes.
We're more prudish, I feel like, when it comes to sex, but we go a little bit crazy on the violence.
That's our thing. Violence. Now I'm putting the Royal Shimmery shade on my lid.
So I just did that orange shade on my lid, and now I'm going to go in with the darker, it's like a darker shimmery shade, but I feel like I can contour with it a little bit.
So at work, you know, we work in a salon, so it's like 20 women and our faithful leader, who's a man. But we decided that we're going to start a book club. So we want to pick a book by the end of this month, which is March, and maybe leave us some suggestions. If you're in a book club, or if you have a favorite book, let us know what you're reading. Some people have already said that they don't read, and so they're just going to come for the wine, which is fine, but...
Well, you should probably read, though.
You probably should.
That's why it's a book club. You can't just come for the wine. I feel like that's not allowed.
But it's happening.
So I'm going to say something about this palette.
Dusty?
I mean, that's to be expected with the brand, with the drugstore brand.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't have a good dark shade.
Oh.
I think it's like really dark enough
to really
get in there. Yeah. It's all right, but it'll do.
It'll do. I'm thinking there's like a taupey shade in this palette. I'm just putting that under.
What are your plans for tomorrow?
Well,
Sunday plans.
Oh God.
That doesn't sound
well. I have to do a photo shoot.
Oh, you're doing that thing for the
disasters. Key high note and the disasters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a band, but we're also a band within a band. Like we're a 6-piece full band, but we also play as a 3-piece trio.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a couple. We just started doing that last year more often. So we've got a couple of gigs coming up, and our local sort of like event magazine, like what do you call those? Like the Metro Times?
Yeah, okay.
They're like, you know, whatever city you're in has like a local like listing of all your like music and stuff that's going on around town. Ours is called the Metro Times. So they have our full band photo, obviously, because they've used it before. But they don't have a photo of the 3 of us, so that's what I have to do tomorrow. So on my day off, I have to get all done up and then have a picture taken.
Well, I just cheated a little bit.
What'd you do?
I took my black eyeliner and put it on a brush.
Oh, yep, to deepen up your outers.
Mm-hmm. I needed it.
I'm gonna actually highlight with something that's not in this palette. I'm gonna highlight with Pearl from Becca. Because it's a nice white, bright, frosty shade, which I like, and put it in my inner corners too.
Ooh.
I'm just doing like a regular old line, nothing crazy. I'm probably totally out of the shot. Bye!
Well, I'm using a I use the milk, again, in my waterline to extend the white of my eye. And then I used underneath that, the Mirabella, it's called the Eye Crayon in Blackmail. It's pretty big, it's nice. Underneath that, and then I'm gonna smoke it out with a pencil brush.
That's pretty big, it's nice. That's a quote.
And then I'm gonna use the Kat Von D tattoo liner.
Hell yeah.
In the top.
That's what we have to use. We always have to use the same liquid eyeliner. First it was the Lancome art liner that she got me hooked on. She was like, this is the best eyeliner in the world. And I was like, God, no! Because it's expensive, but it was. But then we got old, and we had to change. So now it's Kat Von D.
Yep.
Trooper.
Because it sets nicely.
Yeah.
And it's the more waterproof one I've ever found.
Yeah.
As far as you can actually have a waterproof eyeliner.
Well, what was happening with the art liner is that it was running into my...
Skipping,
skipping, or it was starting to like run into my crevices. Right. If you're a tiny human, you don't understand this yet, but as we all know.
As in young or small?
Young. If you're like 20 to 25, yeah, maybe to 28, I feel like, yeah, well, actually it's a 30 maybe. Right, things don't start really changing on your face, I feel like, until you're 30.
Yeah.
Then small, not to frighten you, but then small things do change. It's just life.
Yep.
And that's okay.
The first thing that'll happen is
your eyeliner gets fucked up.
Yep.
That's actually the first thing
that starts happening is that when you go to put your liquid liner on, for me it used to be like doing it on glass. I was like, whew. Now it like skips and it pulls. Once that starts happening, it's not that your eyeliner's bad, anything else. It's that your eyes are starting to age.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, I don't really know that there's that much that you can do about that part of your eye.
An eye lift.
Well, or besides that. Like, eye cream really doesn't go to that part of the eye.
The lid?
That very area next to your lash line. And I know, like, there are some primers that are anti-aging, so that's probably your best bet.
Right.
But then I find that sometimes those are, like, slippery.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Urban Decay anti-aging.
Yeah.
And it's, like, oily.
And that's why a lot of times women, as they age, they either stop wearing makeup or they wear it like they used to when they were younger because they don't know what to do. I do a lot of classes for women that are older, middle-aged.
And they're just like, help, I don't know what to do.
Right, because they don't know what to do anymore. And I feel like I'm going to have a leg up with that only because I do teach a lot of classes and I do a lot of women that are that age group.
I mean, and we spend hours. I spend hours, I know, like myself, researching things and like, you know, YouTube. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I'm always watching what other people are doing. I'm looking up things and for their industry.
Right. And for me too, because again, that's my clientele base. I've had a lot of actual practical hours doing makeup on women between the ages of like 45 and 70. A lot of women. But that's like my main demographic almost. Oh, my beauty blender just fell off my lap.
What's that hallway ghost?
Just rolled off the table onto my lap and onto the ground, and I was like, what just touched my whole leg?
Have we talked about hallway ghosts on this channel?
I don't think so.
So, there was a disaster, we may have talked about this, at Christa's house where her and Emily had to come stay with us.
We talked about that, I think, but I don't think we talked about hallway
So they came and stayed with us for like 10 days.
I'm gonna fall down.
Christa's falling out of her chair.
It's just my beauty blender, I'll get it in a minute. Continue.
So, whatever, they stayed here, it was good times.
Erin wants us to live here forever. Show me that.
It's fun. It's fun when your friends stay with you. You come home, you chat it up. I mean, sometimes, you know, you just need those extra people in your life to, like, you know, have other things to talk about.
Right.
Even though we work together, so it's like we see each other all the time.
But it's different. Like, it's different. Dinner was the best.
Yeah, like we had family dinners, the four of us. It was cute. Well, anyways, there were 2 incidents where Christa thought I was up walking around in the house. Now, I live in an older home, so it makes a lot of weird noises, and they were staying in one of our spare bedrooms downstairs, and we were upstairs in our room. And so, I mean, me going to the bathroom up there, like walking around, it just, there's a lot of sounds, it's old, there's a lot of wood in the house, like, it makes weird sounds.
Right.
But she texted me and then like at like, I don't know, 12:45 or something, and was like, hey, are you in the kitchen? I didn't see it because I was sleeping. Well, I was up.
No, I asked if you were pacing.
Yeah, if I was pacing. And so the next day I was like, nope, I wasn't pacing. Then another day goes by and nothing. And then the next night she sends me a message again and is like, please tell me that you or Erica is in the kitchen.
Yes.
Because she heard footsteps down my hallway and in the kitchen.
Right. So the hallway right outside the door, by the door outside of the door of the bedroom is the hallway. And so I start hearing what sounds like really light, like
padding of feet.
Right, like somebody's wearing flats or slippers. And just to also, this isn't the first time I've stayed in this house for a length of time.
So she knows the sounds.
Before I stayed in the house for like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So it's not my first go round with the sounds of this house. And I had never heard that noise before other than somebody walking up and down the hallway. And when Erin and Erica are upstairs, it sounds like it's coming from, like you can hear it coming down the wall almost. And it's more creaky. The thing that was weird about it is there was no creaking.
Right, it was like...
of footsteps. It was just like that. So yes, I texted Erin because I thought she was up and pacing because she's told me before that
because I do that.
She can't sleep or whatever and her back hurts and so she gets up and she walks around.
Because I'm old.
And so I was up and I was like, oh, well, if she's up walking around, then...
she'll have a cup of tea with me.
Yeah, maybe I'll sit and we'll chat or whatever. And I didn't hear anything back, so then I went to sleep. I told her the next morning, I get a text message from her that goes, no, weird. And I was like, okay. Next night, nothing happens. Night after that, I am taking a bath late at night here. And then I go to bed. And so I'm up later than usual. And then I hear it again. So I text Erin and I said, God damn it, you better be awake. And she was like, I don't think you're awake.
No, I wasn't.
And then I went and I got like the guts up to look in the hallway. Now in that hallway sleeps Tippy,
my
17-year-old Italian Greyhound,
yeah.
Very old dog. And she sleeps in a little bed there. And so sometimes she like scoots her bed down the hallway. So I thought, okay, maybe it's that. So I got the guts up. Now, just to also say, the first time that noise happened, it was loud enough and startled me enough that it hit my wife. Because I thought somebody broke in the house for 5 seconds.
Right, you thought there were intruders.
And then I realized that no, because the dogs would be going crazy. So I got up the... oh man, I just got mascara on my eyeball.
Damn it, I hate that.
I got up the guts to look down the hallway, and Tippy was down the hallway in her bed, clearly asleep.
Like sleeping.
She's not a quick mover because she's old.
No, because she's elderly.
And so I was like, ugh. So ever since that happened...
we've been blaming everything that occurs on hallway ghosts.
I think that's bad. So then about 4 days after we got home from the plumbing mishap where we had to be out of our house for 11 days, a live wire fell on our backyard. Like an electrical wire off the pole from a windstorm that knocked a tree down, fell on a wire and went in the backyard. And then I thought Emily was electrocuted and died.
Right.
And so that was hallway ghost.
That was hallway ghost. So the other day this was Friday or Thursday, 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. Erica had already left to go to work. And I had just gotten up to go let my dogs outside. And as I was coming down the stairs, I have like a plain view of my mantle and my fireplace when I come down my stairs. So there are candles on there, like tall candles. What are those called? The tall ones? Like the candelabra candles?
Yeah.
There was one out of the candle holder and on the ground.
Yep.
It could not jump out of there.
No.
And nobody was home but me, and I was upstairs. Ah! So I guess...
and there's no like wind that comes through.
No, there's no wind coming through. So tell us if you have any hallway ghosts. I would like to know about that.
Yeah, so...
do you have any weird activities?
Maybe she's got a little bit of a ghost.
I will say that my in-laws are deceased, so both of them.
There you go.
Could be them.
And in the night, Emily heard something that sounded like it fell down the stairs.
Oh, I heard that. I actually heard that. I will say our staircase pops that night, like makes popping noises, like it's like really loud.
Right.
Because, you know, the weather, it's like shifting and the wood is like expanding and whatever.
Right, so that's normal.
But there's been some occurrences occurring.
Right, the candlestick jumping out of his house.
Yeah. I like immediately sent it to Erica. I was like, hallway ghost? So let us know if you have any strange and unusual activity.
Paranormal.
We'd like to know about that.
Activity.
I'm hoping it's not, because I really don't want that. Holy Ghost, are you listening? Leave me alone.
Right? I don't welcome any of that. Like, if that's real and like things like that really happen.
Yeah, that's fine, but just go away.
I don't want to be haunted.
Yeah, don't haunt me.
Nobody haunt me.
No,
Please.
putting on some lashes. Are those the lashes I got you?
No, I'm not wearing those unless it's a special occasion.
I'm very excited. I got her silk lashes, the velour lashes.
I wore them on my birthday.
They're fabulous.
And I haven't worn them since because it's not a special enough occasion.
Okay, fine. Alright, I'm gonna put my lips on, my face on. I already have that on. While she's putting her other lash on. Mm-hmm. I just got this color the other day. It is in the matte Maybelline. The Maybelline matte.
Oh yeah.
So it's not Milani, but calm down. And it's a nice, pretty pink. It's called Lust for Blush. And I thought this would be good coming into spring. I'll do a little swatch on my hand and show you guys. It's nice, pretty pink, like a petal pink. I actually love these lipsticks. The Maybelline matte formula, the color Sensationals, I think that's what they are. They are so good.
You've talked about these quite a few times.
I love these. I have a couple of darker ones that I got in the fall. And then this is like my first like brighter like pinky color. They're comfortable. You can wear them for a long time. And you know, they do transfer because they're not like a liquid lip, but they stay for a long time.
That's good.
And they're more comfortable. Like, I'm not into the... I buy them and then I don't like them. Like the liquid lips, they always have great colors, but I just can't deal with my mouth drying into like a death.
Yeah, you're weird about the texture on those.
I'm like, ugh!
That I can deal with that. It doesn't bother me as much. So I also have to use a different highlighter because the highlighter in this does not work in the shadow. For my brow bone, I'm not gonna cut it. So overall, what do you think of these eyeshadows?
I like them. I think for what they are.
For $9.99, yeah.
For $9.99, they're nice. They're like, they blend pretty well. They're a little bit dusty.
Yeah.
But that's every drugstore eyeshadow I've never... Well, actually, you know who's not dusty? Makeup Revolution.
Yeah.
I just bought a new palette from them, so we're gonna have to like create some looks with it. The new Neutrals palette.
Okay.
It's pretty much a dupe for the Lime Crime Venus palette. It's got like all those colors in it, kind of those burnt oranges, like darker reds and browns. Theirs are pretty creamy for $10. That's a whole other show.
Well, yeah, and for this, for being $10, I think it's better than the
better than the
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal.
Yeah.
Better than L'Oreal. The La palettes, I gave mine away.
Yeah.
Like those just didn't have enough saturation of color, and like when you would try to blend them,
mixed with the dusty and the murkiness of them.
And they would just blend into like, you know how when you dip an Easter egg into too many colors and it just turns out brown?
Yeah, that's what
would
do.
happen.
They get muddy.
Yeah.
I think the whole video of me doing my makeup with those, I'm yelling, it's getting muddy. So this one's not bad.
I don't know, like lipstick is weird.
I have so many lipsticks.
I have so many drugstore lipsticks.
Yeah,
I think they're usually good. Well, not all obviously, but the ones that are good, it's like, first of all, I lose them. So I don't want to lose a $30 lipstick. Like it pisses me off. All my nice like higher end lipsticks like basically always just stay on my vanity. I might use them, but then I put it back. But in my purse, I usually just have drugstore lipsticks to touch up with or whatever. This is a really nice pink.
I don't think you lose them as much as they live in your bag.
No, I went through all my bags.
Oh.
Some of them just go rogue. You love those lip creams.
Yeah.
Are they limited edition?
Uh-huh.
You better hoard them.
So, this is it.
The completed look.
Pretty. Again, I think that they're good for the value.
Yeah, they're $9.99. They're pretty pigmented. They're blendable.
Oh, that is a really pretty lipstick now that I'm looking at it. Very pretty. Yes, so you should get them up. And then let us know what your favorite palettes that are a bargain.
Drugstore palettes?
The blob.
Yeah.
Blob.
Link
Hashtag blob. Let us know what
Put it down below.
There you go. Let us know what your favorite drugstore palette is. And like and comment and subscribe and follow us. We are the Erin and Christa Show on Instagram. We are at Erin and Christa on Twitter. We are the Erin and Christa Show on Facebook.
We're pretty active on Instagram.
Instagram and Facebook are, I think, our two biggest
We do have a Snapchat that we don't use because we don't know how. And
we know how.
We just don't do it. But I was wondering should we get a Periscope?
I've heard bad things. I've heard that I hear that Facebook Live is better than Periscope.
Facebook Live. Well, let us know, because we do work in a salon together. We could do stuff while we're at work and show you guys. So let us know if you'd like to see that. And what's better, Periscope or Facebook Live? Let us know.
All right. Bye, friends.
Thanks. Bye.